Welcome to Fire Up the Mic, where we take a look at ordinary things and find the strange. This episode, roll of the dice. People have done tarot card readings, but have you ever tried it with dice? Here we go. We're doing it with dice.
Okay, so we are going to attempt a first time reading using dice instead of tarot cards. And I've never done a reading before, so I don't know exactly how this is going to go. I don't make any promises that it's going to work, but we're going to give it a shot. So, my mother, Angel, is going to be assisting me with this, and I've got 2 sets of dice, and you're going to have to tell me which one you want me to use. One of them I've already used. I bought these dice myself. I use them during D&D sessions regularly. Another set that I was gifted from a friend who I have not used these dice. He gave me these dice and I've not yet used them. They've never been used for anything. Not D&D, nothing. They just sit in their little container looking pretty. So, which set, does it matter which set I use, or is there a preference?
Well, actually, I think that you need to use the ones that you've handled the most, because you know them.
Okay, so the one that I have open, that the D&D gods hate me with. Great, whoop, that's what we're going to use. Let me get them out. Alright, so I've got... Okay, so I've got them out. I'll tell you what I've got, so that way you know what I'm working with here, because they're not a normal set of dice. I've got a D20, I've got what they call, I think it's a D10, and I've got a D6, and I've got a D4, and that's the D10. This is my D8, and I also have what we like to call the percentage dice, and that's got numbers from, it's just 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 80, 90. And then the zeros, I think, are like, I think that technically represents like 100%. So that's what I'm working with. And I've got one here, I believe it's a D12. So that one will go up to 12. The D20 obviously goes up to 20. The D10 obviously goes to 10. D6 is a regular die. The D4 has numbers 1 through 4. It's pretty self-explanatory.
Okay, let me ask this. When you're playing D&D, is it Dungeons and Dragons with that?
Yes, that's what I use these for, is for Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay, so though I've watched you kids play it, I've never did it with you, right?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, when you're doing these dice, usually there's cards to go with the dice, correct?
No. We don't. Well, some D&D sessions might use cards, but they're not specifically used with these dice. These are set up, the whole system is set up to where everything is based on dice rolls. So, like a skill, if you want to use a skill, it's based on a certain dice roll. If you want to complete an action, it's based on a certain dice roll. But there's usually no cards involved.
Okay, great. You're giving me a structure to work with, and that's what I needed to hear. What you're used to when you're rolling those dice, you know what numbers would mean an action, would mean a skill, things like that. So you're going to use those keywords, just like a verb, action, verb, a skill. You're going to use that to communicate with yourself, and how I'm going to give you like a dry run, if you don't mind. I'll do a run with mine. I have my dice in front of me, and though I don't have the wands, I don't have the cups, because usually tarot goes with wands, cups, swords, and pentacles. Since we're not going to use those elements, and we're just using dice. I have regular dice. You have the Dungeons and Dragons. I'm just using that to ground me, to focus. So I'm going to do a roll, and I'll tell you what I have, and I'll tell you what I feel. And then to give you an idea how to do that. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, I'm going to leave my mic open while I do this. Even though I'm not totally focused on somebody, I'm going to let my dice actually pick who this might be. And as you can hear, I'm rubbing them in my hands as I'm doing this. And I'm keeping up a prayer. And I know some people are uncomfortable with it, but I'm just putting the energy of good to give a positive reading. Okay, I wrote out 5 dice. I have 3 dice in a row at the top, and then 2 of them collected together below that. And I have 2 dice that are 2, and 2 dice that are 3, and a 5. So when I'm seeing that and the way that they are, I'm going to let them give me a picture, a vision of what I'm seeing with the dice. So this could be any of you guys. If it sounds familiar, let me know. I'm seeing a bridge, and I see a 2-car collision. I don't know if that happened 2 days ago or 6 hours ago, okay, because I'm looking at the 2 3s and the 2. And the way the 3s are set, it looks like guardrails of a bridge. And the 2 is being significant to me of 2 cars heading, like a collision, okay? I don't know. It could have been in the media. You guys could have passed it, or you might pass. And then the 5 and the 2 is, again, the 2 is representing that car I was telling you about. So it's giving me that meaning. The 2 people were in one car, and I think there was 5 people in the other. So that's what I'm getting on that. That's just a generic read.
Oh, it doesn't sound familiar to me, but I've read a lot of news stories lately that involve car crashes, but nothing, I don't think there is anything like that specific on my end. I don't know.
Well, I live near a small bridge, but unfortunately, I don't know if there was an accident or not. Could have been, could not have been. But yeah, I do live near a bridge.
Yeah, nothing like that here that I know of.
Okay. Like I said, that was a generic read. It could happen still yet. Okay. That was just a generic, and I didn't know if Ashley got an idea of what I was looking at, what I was seeing.
Yeah, I got the idea of it, but nothing that I'm aware of, unless there was a news story that maybe I read that involved something like that. I don't know. I've slept, or it could still happen. But I got the general idea of kind of where it was coming from.
Okay. So if you was to roll the dice, see, I don't know what your dice look like, but that's how if it lays out a pattern, just like you do with your game, and just let whatever comes to mind. Honestly, don't second guess it. Just whatever flashes, say it. Okay.
Okay. All right.
But I think that you need to pick somebody who wants to have a reading, so then that way she can focus on the person themselves.
Well, like you mentioned, Angel. Like you mentioned, Phoenix. Things can pick and choose who she wants to focus on. I think that's the natural way. So I think that's the most organic way to do it.
Okay, so I don't really know. I guess I could try to do one on. I guess I could do one on you, BTO, if you wanted.
If that's what you want, you let me know so I can open up my barrier so I can open up. Yeah. So if that's what you're feeling, so yeah, let me know. Yes or no.
Oh, okay, yes.
Okay then, so I'm opening myself up. Okay, to you.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to try to get focused. I'm going to take my dice, and then I'm going to give them a good roll and see, I guess, kind of see what I get from the feeling. Let's see. So I got, and with the way mine work, I got, one of them fell off, so I had to re-roll it. There's a lot of them. There's one that shows up as 4. I'm getting 4 seems to be a predominant number. I've got like 4 and 40. I don't know. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4 of my dice kind of clumped together here. There's a couple of them out off to my left, and then there's one in the center that says that's a 3. But the majority of these seem to be pointing to 4. Now I don't know if there's anything significant for you with the number 4, but I feel like that's kind of a big number. Maybe 4 or 40, something with a 4 in it. It could be 4, it could be 40.
4 is a significant number. Definitely, it's an important number for me. Absolutely, 44. Yeah.
Okay, because that's kind of what I'm seeing here. I'm getting a lot of 4. I got 4 and I got 40. Those are the numbers that are showing to me the most. Not necessarily the ones that are on top, but the ones that are showing, like, facing me the most. I don't know what it is with the 3, but it's in the dead center. So there's something to do with a 3 that's in the center. I don't know. I'm not really sure what would be specific to 3, but something with a 3 right in the dead center. So something important with either 3 people or 3 events, something to do with 3s. So maybe something's going to happen in threes, or maybe something's, good or bad. Something would happen in threes. And I always say, things happen in threes. And I've got this one over here. I don't really know. It's a 6. And it's kind of way off here to the side. But it came to me, it rolled upside down. I don't know if 6 is a significant number to anything specific. It seemed weird to me that it's the only one far off to the left and that it rolled upside down. I don't know if that means anything, but it seems odd to me. So maybe something odd will happen, or has happened to you lately, or will happen to you in the future. I don't know. The biggest thing to me that showed to me the most was the number 4 or 40, something to do with a 4. And that was the biggest thing to me. And then the center was the 3, but the 6 is the oddball out.
Yeah, something kind of odd did happen to me recently. Something that was unexpected, and but yeah, continue on. Yeah, 4004. It's an important number to me. The 3 I don't know, but you said the 6 was on the side. It was upside down, and something odd really recently happened to me. So continue on, please. Thank you. I appreciate this.
You're welcome. So I guess, that's interesting. I've got, like I said, maybe the 3 represents something that's going to happen, in threes, or something good, or has happened or will happen. And then I've got, in all this, there's a 2 and a 5. I'm not really sure how they play into it. They're kind of the oddball numbers out. I don't know exactly. The 5 is kind of like sideways. I don't know if that means anything specific. I don't know. I'm not getting anything. I'm not getting anything. I guess anything really predominant that's sticking out to me other than what I've just mentioned.
Let me intercede here. When you're telling me you have all these 4s, and you said this 3 is like right dab in the middle, right?
Yeah, it landed right in the middle it was just weird. It's where it landed was right in the middle, and then I've got all these 4s here off to this, off on my right. Then the 6 was the oddball out upside down to my left. And then the 2 and the 5 are kind of in between the 40 and the 4. I don't know if there's any significance to it. I'm not getting anything out of those. But just those ones that I mentioned were the specific ones that stood out to me the most.
Okay. Now, I'm going to have you do a vision. I want you to go with vision of what you see instead of just seeing the numbers. Because the numbers was really good. And the center one makes a lot of sense. Because that would put him where he's at right now in his situation. Okay? That's significant. That would be the starting point with him. And then you're going out with the 4s, and they're really strong, and that is significant to him as well. But I want you to envision now. I want you to go with whatever flashes in your mind of a vision.
I don't know. The only thing I got was something to do with water. I saw a figure of somebody sitting at a desk and something to do with water. A river, a body of water, something to do with water on kind of an overcast day. I don't know. That's what I got.
Keep going. You're doing good.
A tall, I don't know, it's not terribly tall, but a tall multi-story brick, apartment complex, maybe, I think. It's a building. It almost looks like an old-fashioned red brick apartment complex. I don't know. That's all I'm getting. I'm getting the image of the desk with the person at the desk, the water with an overcast. It's like overcast looking, and then an old brick building. I don't know if that's what I'm getting. That's all I'm getting.
Okay. BTO, you want to describe any of that to her?
Okay. The bridge where that Phoenix mentioned. I live next to a bridge. Water, you mentioned river. Yes, I live near a river. Apartment complex. Yes. Red bricks. Tall buildings. I live, in an apartment complex which is called the Projects. So awesome. I don't. What else did I miss? I'm sorry.
No, I think that was about it. Other than I get a vision with the desk and a person at a desk, which I'm assuming would be you. And then that's, like I said, that's where I got the water and the red brick building. As far as everything.
Yeah, the only thing I don't own a desk. But what I use may appear like a desk. So awesome. That's it. Thank you for sharing. That's great. That's great. That's to me. That's what Phoenix saying. Envision. It's your remote viewing. So no, thank you for sharing that. Yeah.
Also, there's 3 people living in that apartment.
Absolutely. So yeah, exactly.
And he drinks water, and he can look out his window. And I don't know if you said that it looked like they were sitting by the river with the overcast day. I don't know if he can see that from where he's at or not.
No, I can't see the river by my window, but yeah, I'm very close to the river. So, but yeah, you wanted to say something, please?
Well, I was just gonna say, so that's where the number 3 would come in. Then it was just like dead center. There's 3. I didn't know something to do with 3. But no, it wasn't that he was sitting at a window looking out the window. It was that he was sitting at like what I call a desk. It looked more like just like a table. But I call it a desk because I've used just a regular table as a desk, but it looked like it was just a table, just a regular flat surface. He was sitting at a desk, and then it went to water, overcast day, and then it went to the building. So they weren't connected so much as those 3 things in general are what I got.
No, this is amazing. I don't have a desk nor a table. I use what is called a hamper, right? As a desk. I consider it a desk, so or a table. So forget about it. This is quite fascinating. This is your first attempt at this with the assistance of Phoenix. So this is, like I said, you have. I think I feel your remote viewing when like Phoenix said, envision and envision. You remote viewed where I'm at. Yes, red bricks. Yes, I live in a brick building. It's an apartment complex. So this is fascinating to me. You don't know me from a hole in the wall, so to speak. So I think this is just amazing.
It's definitely the first time I've ever tried any of this. So I think that's pretty interesting. I don't know. It's a different experience. I've never done it on anybody before, so it's kind of interesting.
And you did mention something earlier about the 6. Can you recall what you mentioned about something that happened, something significant, or something like that, right? You mentioned something like that.
That something odd. It kind of struck me as odd that it was all the way out and upside down, and it like maybe an odd experience or something that occurred or will occur, and you said something, unexpected had happened, a little bit odd and out of the blue. So that's what I got from the 6.
Yeah, and something odd did occur. It was I kind of reconnected with a lady that really honored and respected her from college. Spent many years looking for her. Not looking for her, but trying to contact her. And this past weekend, I believe so, on Friday, I finally contacted her, congratulated her on her accomplishments and etc. And I had to ask her a few questions, and so I think that was pretty odd, to be honest with you. So yeah.
Okay, well then I will consider it a success, and that's kind of cool. That's awesome. That would be kind of odd, I guess, being able to finally get a hold of somebody after so long and not expecting to, but having it happen anyway. Like I said, that the other ones, I don't think the 2 and the 5 really had any significance. I wasn't getting anything from them; they were just there. But I don't know. That was kind of cool. That was different.
You want to share about the 4?
Well, the 4 is significant because, it's my birth month. So, 04, 40, 04. So, that's also, significant. Absolutely.
Okay, that makes sense then, because I was getting, like, it was just showing up. It was like 4, 04, 40. And I'm like, okay, something with 0 and 4, or 40 specifically, or 4 specifically. So that makes sense.
This is absolutely, amazing. This is your first time with the assistance of Phoenix. I think this was a success. I think I don't only think, but I feel that you have the potential. Like I said before, it's hereditary. Even though I laughed, but it's the truth. It's hereditary. So sometimes I don't know how you feel right now. Sometimes it can be draining. I don't know if you want to do it with someone else. But Adam, I'm sorry, excuse me, Solo Rocker, you have anything to share about what you listened to? Because this, to me, is for the first time. This is your first time, Banks. I think you hit, the nail in the coffin, so to speak. So, Solo Rocker, you have anything to share about this?
This was very cool, very, very interesting, and you got a talent there. You have it. You weren't sure if you had it or not, but you got it for sure.
I mean, I guess I mean, at least maybe a little. Anyway, I don't know if it will ever amount to much, but it's kind of cool to know. I don't really feel drained. I kind of feel, I don't know, like what's a good word for it? Like mystified? I don't know. It's different. It feels different. I don't feel like I don't think I've exerted myself or anything. It just feels different.
So do you feel an energy difference?
Yeah, like I don't know, almost like it's not really a tingling feeling, but more like I don't know, you know that feeling you get when you kind of get slightly excited about something, but you're not like overly excited about it, and you just feel not like a tingle, but more like a slight hum, or I don't know if that's how a good way to describe it.
Yes, that's exactly how you should. Yes, and then once you if you practice it and everything, you'll start having senses like feel and touch and smell, things like that will occur with you, and then you'll feel heat, you'll feel cold, you'll feel. All depends on the energies that you'll tap into. But for your first time, you did remarkable. I think you did awesome. I knew you could. It's just getting you to participate with it.
I completely agree, and it's about practice. It's about practice. You know, as the old saying goes, right? Practice makes perfect. Yeah, I concur with Phoenix. You did a remarkable job, a remarkable reading. Tapped into, you know, quite a few things. Um, you know, it's up to you. I don't know how long this session has been going, but if you're up to it and Adam is up to it, you know, and Angel and the chat, if you want to tap into Solo Rocker, yeah, that would, why not? We're here, right? So, but thank you so much. Yeah.
You're welcome. Thank you for letting me use you as a guinea pig. I guess that's the best way to put it. This particular session has been going for about 40 minutes. So I guess I'd be up to Adam if he would want to. I mean, I could try. That's up to him.
Go for it.
Okay. I guess we'll see what I come up with. So give me just a second. I'll tell you what. I'm getting like ones and fours this time. So like 14, 41, 1, 4. Again with the oddball 6. I don't know what it is with this 6. This oddball 6. Is it 6 or is it 9? Hold on. I get these confused sometimes. No, it's not a 6. It's the 9. I was saying it was an oddball 6, but no, this is the 9. It was a 9, but it was upside down. Let's see. I've got, again, there's the 3 that landed right in the freaking center of everything again. And I got an 80 on my D100 on my percentage die. I don't know if that means anything. I haven't. So, I don't know. Let's see. But the ones and the 4s are the most predominant ones that I've come up with. And there's a 1 and a 4 to my left and a 1 and a 14 to my right. So it's the ones and the 4s are the most visible. Let's see. I don't know. I get gas station, like convenience store, gas station type thing. You have like maybe 2 or 3 kids. I don't know. I'm getting kids, not like super young, but like older, kind of capable of at least feeding themselves. I don't know. That's what I'm getting. I'm getting something to do with 1s and 4s. I'm not sure what the significance of those are. Kids, and for some reason a convenience store or gas station type thing.
All right. To remove the BS factor from anybody that's going to listen to this, everybody on here right now doesn't know everything about me. They don't know a whole lot about me. They know a few things. BTO Angel, or BTO Phoenix and Champ know that I have a son. Binks doesn't know that I have a son, I don't think. If she does, it wasn't talked about that much. She also doesn't know that his birthday is June 14th. Wow. That's amazing. Yeah, that's what struck me right away. I'm sorry, what else was there?
I don't know. I got like a convenience store or gas station. I know you're a manager of something, or you work somewhere where you have to perform slight managerial duties. I don't know. I'm getting convenience store. May not necessarily be a gas station, but I get that vibe.
It's a 24-hour grocery store. So it is a convenience store because it is 24 hours. So yeah, you got something there.
Okay, that makes sense, because I was getting like that like, I don't know, I used to work at a gas station, so I got that kind of same feeling of like the convenience aspect of it. I don't know. I don't know if the rest of this meant anything. I know, like, I didn't really get anything from like the 80 or anything. The 9 was just threw me off because I thought it was the 6 at first. I thought it was weird, but it wasn't. It was a 9. And that's all I was getting out of it, though. But you have one kid. You don't have like 2 or 3, but I got kids at least. That's kind of cool. Yeah, that's what I was getting from it. It wasn't giving me anything like too deep or anything, but I wasn't expecting it to, for it being what it is.
But what you said is, as soon as that 9 was upside down, or you assumed it was a 6, you always go with the first instinct. That 9 is a 6 to you, because it's very prominent. You said there was 2 14s, one to the right and another one. You said there was like 2 14s, I believe is what you said, and you said kids. And 80, could that be? You said your son birthday is 6/14, Adam?
Yeah.
I don't know his age. How old would he be now?
He will be 11 in June, so right now he's 10.
Okay, so he's definitely old enough to feed himself. Yeah, you did really good. Really, you did. But I wouldn't scratch off that 9 not being a 6, because it's what you've seen it to be. You didn't see it as a 9. You seen it as a 6. So I'm gonna validate 6, 14, and the other things that you've seen.
Okay, that makes sense. I was gonna say, because when I looked at it, I saw 6, and I was like, "What is up with this 6?" And I mean, I get them confused all the time, but it looked like a 6 to me. And then I don't know. I almost said around 10. I almost said like 10. And that's why I said old enough to feed themselves, because I was like, I don't really know. You know, I was gonna go with like around 9 or 10, but I wasn't sure if that was the right feeling or not. But that makes sense. And yeah, I don't know what this 80 was. It's just kind of off here to the side. Like I said, I wasn't getting anything from it, so it just was there. But the ones, I still don't know. Like the 3, I don't know. The 3 was in the middle, but it may not be of any significance either.
That's what I was going to ask, because the 3 in the middle, it may or may not be significant. So, I really feel it's significant, but I'll let the 3 of you kind of correspond.
I know that 3s can be very symbolic in a lot of different ways from what I've heard from other people. Could that be like solely like a energy thing by itself? Doesn't really, mean anything, but it's like some sort of energy for the rest of it?
Well, she's not going to be able to answer that because she doesn't really know. Since it's in the middle, just like it was for BTO, that's our center, and we work off of that. It could be symbolic. It could be energy. It could be a lot of things, but it's up to her what she sees off of it. And I'll let her try and see what she picks off of it, energy-wise or whatever.
I don't know. I mean, I guess if you want to look at it that way, I was able to get at least 3 things off of BTO, and I was able to get at least 3 significant things off of Adam, so maybe 3 is like that control number, maybe, like I get at least 3 things. I don't know. If you want to look at it in an energy aspect, maybe that's like saying, okay, you're going to get at least 3 things. Here are the 3 things. Maybe. I don't know. That's my best guess, because I don't know.
that's your interpretation. That's great.
That makes perfect sense. I apologize, Phoenix. Go right ahead.
No, I apologize. It's hard to know when somebody's going to push a button. But yeah, you did that. That's a good insight. That tells you something. That might be your character to it. Everybody has their own little thing. And if you see it that way, then that's what it is. It's telling you you're going to get 3 things out of this. That's it. That's a good identifier, I think is what they call that.
Yes, especially when it's centered. I think you made a valid insight based on yourself and trust your intuition. That's how you felt. That was the center between myself and with Solo Rocker. 3 was the center. You got at least 3 things with me. You got at least 3 things with Solo Rocker. Of course, your debut right now, I think you did absolutely amazing. You're doing amazing. With practice, it will grow. But yeah, it has to come with practice. But you already have that innate ability. To me, Adam, if you want to share, because we've been pushing for things to happen for you. I don't feel that Binks knows, the full story. You don't have to share the full story, but yeah, I mean, if you want, I think for the most part, Binks, you have it right. Initially, right now, it's at least 3 things that you're able to grasp to others that are open to you, right, and who you read. But I think, and I feel that Solar Rocker also wants to become 3, if that makes sense, right? Right, Solar Rocker?
Not too quite sure where you're going with that, but
okay, I'm referring to you regaining custody of your son, right? You have a wife and yourself, and you were trying to regain custody of your son, right? At least looking for him, and so that's 3.
okay, yeah, I got you. Yeah, that could be part of it. Yeah.
Oh, that would be significant then. I mean, that would be, and like BTO confirmed earlier when I did his, he said there's 3 people living in the apartment. I don't know. Maybe that's just what the 3 is. Maybe the 3, other than me picking up on stuff, is it's saying 3 is a significant number for some reason, something to do with their lives. It could be that too. I mean, I don't know. That's kind of interesting though, because that would be kind of like, I didn't know I didn't even know you had a kid, let alone obviously you don't have custody of said kid. So maybe that's what the 3 means.
Yeah, you might be telling some kind of future there. Never know.
This is fascinating. This is amazing, remarkable. And guess what, Biggs? I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but 3 is a charm. 3 is a charm, right? So, would you like to do it for Phoenix? 3 is a charm. That's the center, right? That's what happens, right? So I have to put it out there. The center was 3 for me. The center was 3 for Solo Rocker, and the third one may be Phoenix.
I mean, I can try it. I don't have a problem with it. That'd be up to her. We've been going for an hour, or 59 minutes and 2 seconds, according to the recorder. But that would be up to you guys, or up to her if she wants me to try it. I don't know how well it'll work because she's my mom, and I know quite a bit already, but I don't know.
Okay. I'm sorry, Phoenix. I know you want to share it, whether it's okay or not. Yeah, I know she is your mom. Things. Don't focus. Okay, focus more on her present and or future instead of her past, right? Because it's about you rolling the dice, okay? Rolling the dice, and that's a separation, right? You can roll the dice and look at my past. You can roll the dice and look at Solar Rocker's past, or present and future, etc. So it's up to Phoenix if she wants you to do a reading for her. Three's a charm. Three's a charm.
Go for it. You're on a roll. You might as well go for the third one. Is Nick still with us?
Yeah, he's typing right now.
Yeah. Yeah, for some apparent reason, he says he doesn't see you, Phoenix, but he can hear everyone. And but yeah, he is typing, so go for it. Hey, it'll be okay. I can hear Solar Rocker on the conference call just fine, but we are in your room. DTO, I can barely hear him. Weird. You can barely hear me? Wow. Okay.
No, I think he meant on this conference call he can hear Solo Rocker just fine, but when we're in your room, like he can barely hear him in the room. I don't know. I think that's what he means.
Oh, okay. Yeah, champ, I saw you open up your mic and you wasn't able to speak out, so there may be some issues. I did bring you back, actually, to leave and come back, but at any rate, Vince, if you can read your mother Phoenix, third's a charm. Three times is a charm.
Yeah, I can give it a shot. See what happens. See if if it keeps going. So I guess I'll go ahead and do that. Let's see what happens. Okay. It's not 3, but it's 13 is in the center. And I've got, it's a 6. This time it's actually a 6. But it's not upside down, but I got 6. And then there's like this really weird 8 off here to the left that's just kind of there. And then I've got 2 4s, a 70, and a 5. And there's nothing clustered together. They're not like lumped together. They're all spread out. Except for the 13 is literally dead center straight up looking right at me. Again, the thing with the 3, it's 13, but it's still got the 3 in it. The 3s are showing up, like they're not sitting straight up, but they're facing me. So there's still 3s. The predominant numbers that I keep seeing the most of are like 3 and 5 and 8 and 5 and like 3 and 4 and 2 and 4 and 2 and 13. So I don't know if the 8s and the 5s and the 3s are facing me. The 5, I don't know. There's like everything seems to be coming toward like 8. So like 4 and 4, 8, 3 and 5, 8. 8 and 5, 13. Something keeps coming back to this 13. There's something to do with that 13. I don't know. That's weird. Let's see what else I can get from it. Oh, this is a lot harder when it has to do with her because I don't know. I'm not getting a whole lot. Like, the things that do come to me are things that we've already discussed. Something about that number though.
Yeah, there is something about the numbers. Go ahead with whatever. Whether we discussed it or not, go ahead. If it's showing in it, it's showing in it.
So, well, okay, so garage sale. We had discussed a garage sale. That's what's coming to me. But I don't know. I don't get anything other than that with that. And then I got the pastor. The pastor keeps coming up. Like, I know you've talked with her, and I know she's planning on helping you with this garage sale, but she keeps coming up. Like, there's something else with this pastor other than that. Like, I don't know what it is, but there's something else with the pastor. I don't know what significance other than that this person has played, but that's what I got. I'm getting the 13 is like, it keeps all these numbers that I keep getting are somehow coming back to 13. 13 is the biggest number. It's the biggest thing that I keep getting out of it. And the pastor. And then, of course, there's the garage sale, but I think that's more just because I knew that was happening. Because that's going to be coming up.
Now, quick question. Quick question to you ladies. 13. Which one of you was born on the 13th? Now, I know you were born on a day apart, but one of you were born on the 13th, so that's significant. But I'm sorry to interject.
Well, I was born on the 13th, but it doesn't make sense to me why that would be coming up for me, because I'm not doing me. So I don't know if there's another significance for that number, because Mom was born on the 14th.
There's two things with that. One, you were significant of the 13th, and Daryl and I was married on the 13th of January.
Okay, so...
And you're right about the yard sale. That validates it that I'm actually going to get it done. There is something more going with the pastor, but I did not talk to you about that. So, yep. And then the 8s, and you said there was 2 4s, is that right?
Yeah, there's 2 4s, and then I've got, like, the 8s are showing to me a lot. So there's, like, the 2 4s, the 5, the 3, the 8. You know, I don't know, it just, everything circulating around the 8 and the fact that it comes to 13.
Okay, so you've added them up to 13, or is the number 13 there?
No, the number 13 is here. The number 13, my D20 is on my D20. It's the one that rolled right to the center, 13. And then if I were to show you the spread, the numbers that are facing up, like the ones that they land on, I guess, if you want to call it that, is like 5 and 8 and 4 and 4. Well, the other numbers, because there's numbers on the side of the die that I see that face me, the most predominant ones that I can see are 4s, 3s, 5s, 8s. So those all, and it's weird that when you look at them, 8 and 5, everything either totals up to 8 or 5, and 8 and 5 is 13, and 13 is right in the center.
Well, in 85, your dad and I started dating. You were born on the 13th. I was married on the 13th. What else can I say? 8 and 8. If you have an 8 there and you have 2 4s, or is it maybe 8 and 8. If you keep getting them, well, that's the year you were born. It's 88. If that keeps coming up, I mean, you are a very significant part of my life, so it would make sense that you're in this. And Dustin, well, I don't know if there's. I don't want to read too much into it. You have to read it.
Well, I mean, okay, so when I'm looking at, Dustin, I got the 6. Dustin was born in June. So maybe, and the other 2 numbers that are facing me the most are 1s. So I got 1 and 4s and 6. So maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. And then I don't know if it could be that, it could not be that, but the 6 came up again, and Dustin was born in June, so that could have something to do with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Trying to think. Yeah, you said there was a 5 there?
Yeah, I got a 5. I can see, from what I can see facing me directly, there's 2 5s, but there's 1 5 that's immediately on the top, and then the other one is just kind of in my general direction.
Okay, so have you already did your visionary?
Yeah, that's where I got the garage sale, and that's where I got the pastor. The rest of it was all number oriented.
Okay, you did good. You really did. The pastor has helped me significantly. Tuesday, she ran me all over the place. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 different places on Tuesday. And then I haven't really discussed this too much, but she has like asked me straight up. She says, "Are you an empath?" I said, "Yes." Why? And you don't normally hear this from the church. And because, I spent some time with her and another little lady, and I was picking up on the little lady, and she noticed what I was doing, and she wants me to come in with as a spiritual guide. But, that makes me feel good, because even though some churches look down at what you and I are doing, even right now, she's open to that. She's like, that's a gift, that what I have is a gift, and I'm very spiritual, whether we're talking doctrine or anything like that. But if I can help people, I'll do my best. You know that. So that's significant.
Well then, that's definitely significant. I was getting there was something more with the pastor. I just didn't know all that because that wasn't brought up. So yeah, cool.
This is all fascinating. Solar Rocket, anything to share?
No, that's awesome. You're onto something. Now you gotta practice working that muscle, because that's from what I understand, that's kind of what it is. The more you use it, the more comfortable you get with it, the faster and better things will come to you. But you're off to a great start. It sounds like. I mean, the one you did for me, that was awesome.
Yeah, I don't know how often I'll work at it, but I mean, it's different. It's definitely, it gives me a different feeling. Like I don't know, it was harder because I do know Mom so well that a lot of the things, it was like, okay, I know she told me this, I know she told me this, and I know she told me this, and I'm like sitting here trying to figure out what, like what could I say that wasn't already discussed. And so I don't know, it made it more difficult. I honestly think the more you know somebody is probably more difficult to do, just because of that, because you do know. But like you said, I don't know you or BTO from, except for what little bit we've discussed, and I think that was easier, to be honest, because I didn't have to go through years and years and years worth of information already. Yeah, this was cool. This was definitely cool. Thank you guys for letting me do my first few readings on you.
No, thank you for taking the time to do it. I want to do something. I don't know. It's up to you. If you want to end this session, that's great. But don't forget, Phoenix, what Binks said before this recording happened. You've never done a reading for Binks, so I don't know if you want a few more minutes to do that, or we can leave it for another session. We can leave it for another session where we can do this, and then Phoenix can actually do a session for everyone. Maybe, I don't know. That's up to you. You're the host and the producers here.
That is up to Binks, and instead of me using the dice, I'll use the cards.
I'm fine with it. I mean, I haven't ever been opposed to it. It's just never happened. And since you have cards and you know what they mean, it'd probably make a lot more sense for you to use the cards than it would be for the dice.
Yeah, I just was using something that utilized something that you had. You said that you didn't have any cards, so I told you to grab the dice. I'm not going to use an actual tarot deck. I'm going to just use the playing cards that you've seen me use before. So let me grab those real quick.
I thank you, each and every one of you. Thank you, Things, for doing what you do, Solo Rocker for doing what you do, Phoenix, and of course we don't forget Stone Cold Champ. So Champ, we want to include you, but we have to figure things out with you. You will definitely get readings from Binks and from Phoenix. It's just we have to work it out because I will have to read what you have to say in response to what Binks or Phoenix have to share towards you. What you share towards them. So this is the first one, right? It's great. So Phoenix, you got the floor.
Alrighty. I have a deck of cards in my hand, and it's just like I said, just a regular deck of cards. And I'm going to be shuffling them, as you can hear. And Binks, whenever you're ready, I'm going to shuffle, and then I want you to tell me when to stop.
Okay.
Alrighty. First card is in 3 of diamonds. Wow. You are hot with those 3s.
Telling you what.
So that is you. That represents you. So 3 is a very significant number with you, big time. I know the 13th is, but for each and every one of us tonight to get a 3, that's pretty cool. 3 of diamonds. I look at diamonds as cups. Pentacles. My bad. Pentacles in the tarot is, wands are earth, swords are fire, so these would be air signs. But pentacles, I'm seeing the 3, and again, I know you already, but as you said tonight, 3 times is charm, and with everything that's going on, that's significant for a job, a growth, and more money for you, okay? And also, you may be getting a roommate, not just with you and Steve, but I think you're going to get a roommate. And it's definitely a female. So the card that's covering you is the 4 of spades, which is swords to me. And this is telling me, I'm looking at them, and when I'm looking at this, I'm seeing tracks, okay? What the heck? Have you been somewhere where you've seen some deer lately? Because this reminds me of deer tracks, actually. I don't know if that means, yeah, I'm seeing deer tracks. You're either going up to a park or a wilderness area, but I'm seeing deer tracks, okay? And it's going to be like a double date. You, Steven, and another couple are going somewhere. The next card is the 4 of hearts, which that's cups to me. And that is above you. And so that is your past. But cups can mean love. It can mean like water signs, like Cancer, Scorpio. What's the other one? I'm bad about this. Cancer, Scorpio, and what's the other water sign? Not Aquarius. Oh, I'm sounding bad now on this. The other water sign. Pisces. Sorry, my bad. Pisces. And this is something I'm seeing. Encounter. I'm seeing encounter of the water signs. So it's not showing me negative, but I think that friends and who you're with now is, again, with the 4 that, like I said, double date is showing of that. And this, I think that this is saying a close friendship, but I'm seeing a lot of water signs. So that means that you guys are going to get along, and it may be a past friend is coming in, is what I'm thinking. Okay, the next card is 8 of diamonds. That's pentacles. That's good. That's very good. That's money. And I'm seeing, with the 8 of diamonds, when the 5 is up and the 3 is down, as I'm looking at it, it's telling me, I want to say racetrack. I want to say, even poker. I don't know. I'm wanting to say something about betting. Okay, let's just go with betting. I don't know. Never heard of you doing that, but I'm seeing something and you're going to win something. So keep that in mind. 6 of spades. That's swords again. And that's in your near future of, oh, no, this ain't right, but I'm seeing motorcycles. I don't know why I'm seeing motorcycles. I couldn't see you on a motorcycle, but I'm seeing motorcycles. And you're going south. Going south on motorcycles. Next card is 3 of hearts. Again, with the hearts. That's good. And the 3 as well. Wow. Who is showing 2 up, 1 down? I'm going to say this one is with, I'm being really bad with this tonight. I don't know why, but I'm going to say, I hate to say it, but I am one. Good, bad, or ugly is what you're going to get out of this, okay? And it's a loved one. And you're going to be notified. And I don't want to say someone's passed, but they're ill, okay? You're going to get some information about that. So when you get the call, I want you go. You need to go when you get the call. So I'm being honest with it. I'm not pulling any punches. It's just hard for me to even see that for you. Next one is aces, spades, which is a sword. And aces are awesome because they're a wish card. And with a spade and being a sword, I look at it as a very good card. Because whatever crap you're going through or whatever, you can cut through it. You got a sword. You've got an ace. You got a wish card there. And I think that is definitely a work in the workplace. Okay? Whatever it is you got to do, you're going to cut right through and get right there. Next card is 9 of clubs. And clubs is wands. That's an earth sign. Which you were born in September. And again, this is with you. And this is in the home. I don't know if you've been thinking about putting potted plants in the house or something. That's what I'm getting. Potted plants, whether they're real or not, but I'm seeing plants. And next one is Queen of Hearts, which again, that's cups. That could be Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. And I'm seeing this woman is like a mother. And no, it's not me. A motherly type, older woman. She's going to be of guidance to you, is what I'm seeing. Educated. Very educated. She's going to be a guidance with you. And the last card is 5 of spades, which is a sword. Swords are fire signs. That's Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius. So the 5, significant of something. I don't know. That could be in the home. It's a home. This can be a home too. The outcome of everything. Yeah, a home. A home. That's what I get. A home. But you're going to see like 5 of them before you make this decision. You're going to look at 5 before you make the decision. And it's going to be in the center of town. Okay, any questions?
No. That's interesting that you say look at 5 before we make a decision, and it's going to be in the center of town because we looked at a total of 4 already, and we were going to go look at more this past Friday, technically now yesterday, and we didn't get to because they had already had accepted offers. But the one that we are looking at, the one that we do want, is on North 21st Street. So it's like right in the middle of town. That's kind of interesting. I don't think I've brought that up to you, actually. I don't think that was something that we discussed. I don't know about the roommate thing. I don't know, maybe way in the future or something, but I don't think that's a little weird. That'd be weird for me because I kind of swore off roommates after moving out of Melinda's. But who knows? Maybe it's Melinda. Maybe Melinda will end up living with us for a little while. I don't know. There was some. That was almost. Let me put it this way: it was almost a possibility with her and Sky. So maybe that has something to do with that. The water signs is interesting to me because Stephen is a Cancer. My friend Dave, you brought up the friend. Dave is a Pisces. Dave has met Stephen. I don't know if that means that there's going to be more future interaction. I haven't spoken or talked to him in a while. And by a while, I mean like months. So, maybe that'll be a thing later. I don't know. That's because Dave, that's a complicated one because Dave has wanted to be with me for a while, but because I don't look at him that way, it never happened. So maybe that's part of it. I don't know. You brought up love into it, so that could be part of it. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of interesting. I haven't been anywhere as far as going out on like a wilderness trek or anything. We had talked about deer hunting at one point, but we never actually, went and did anything. So who knows? That could be a thing later. That's kind of interesting. The whole thing is kind of interesting, especially that last part. I hadn't brought that up yet. I don't think. What else did I miss? Those are the things that stuck out the most to me, but I don't think did I miss anything?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, I haven't spoke to you since Saturday. So, as for deer hunting, you may go somewhere, see the deer tracks, and like you said, you thought about it. You hadn't told me that. I don't know if you already knew where you were wanting to go deer hunting at. It could be Melinda and Sky, and could be something to do with their situation. But if you get a call, go. Motorcycles. What's up with motorcycles?
I don't really know. Ed and I talked about motorcycles a lot because he used to be an ex-motorcycle racer, and when he went and helped me go to Indy when I went to the hospital, and there was a Harley that he saw. One of the guys just bought it, and we were at the gas station, and he was talking to him about it, and so we've talked about motorcycles, but I don't know. I don't know other than that, where that would have come from. And the going south thing, I've wanted to go south for, about a year now, but I don't think I would do it. I don't know. I don't think I'd go down south on a motorcycle, but, because I'm not really one to ride them or anything, but I don't mind them now.
Okay. What about racetrack or something?
I had discussed, I got a thing in the mail about the drag races, renewing tickets for the drags, which is in September. And I had talked to Steven about wanting to go to the races. I don't know about the gambling thing. I've never been a gambler. I've made bets, but never involving money. I don't know. The drag races is the first thing that comes to mind when you say racetrack. That's about it.
I think that's it. That was all of it.
Well, this simply has been an amazing journey. Thank you, thanks. Thank you, Phoenix. Thank you, Stone Cold Champ. And of course, the editor and producer, Solo Rapper. The host is, of course, Banks, and her co-host has been Phoenix. Amazing first show. We still don't know what we're going to call this show, but after this session, we'll discuss it and we'll put it out there. But it's going to be based on if we want to put it out there, right? So, Solo Rapper, any closing statements you want to share? Because you've been quiet.
I appreciate you letting me do that with you, Ashley. Thanks, everybody.